Look, how does one get an African American woman to do what he, as a black man, wants her to do? Well, from my experience and what I see in the black community, the black man compromises and gives her what she wants, even if that goes against what he originally wanted in the first place. Now, let's look at it again. How does the president get the Republicans to do what he wants them to do? What have we seen so far? Well, he compromises with them, even if it goes against what he originally wanted in the first place, what his base originally wanted. Now let's begin. Yeah, y'all, Calvary's back on the mic. For this one, I poured a little bit of wine to go with this this video. And it's aptly talking about President Barack Obama, a little bit about Michelle Obama, and what's, pretty much been going on these past few years, since before he took the presidency and after he took the presidency. Now, as we can see at this point, he's had a pretty interesting presidency, and every black man knows for dang sure that they're kind of, laughing at him. Yeah, laughing. Because we knew from the get that he was governing and was going to govern like an African American woman. He was going to govern like a black woman. See, this has been going on for a long time. A lot of brothers knew it. Brothers like me figured it out from that first Father's Day speech, June 18, 2008. I bring it up and I keep bringing it up because that is where the African American man of old and the new African American man who was built and cultivated by the African American woman depart from each other. Actual African American men don't behave the way Barack Obama's behaving. Now, I remember when I did the Shirley Sherrod video, there were, people who were, they kind of commentated like, I'm going to stick behind my president and all that good stuff. I understood where they came from. But at the same time, my position was clear. This brother needs to be heckled in order to do his job properly. I'll say it again. He needs to be heckled to do his job properly. His administration is a reflection of him, and he is a reflection of his administration. His administration is called his liberal base. The ones who elected his ass. Retarded. Even came up with a term to define his liberal base, to basically push them down, sit them down. Sit down, y'all. Called them professional liberals. That was from his press secretary. These were stupid moves, but they all resemble the same moves that an African American woman would make. Look, there's a lot of, I've been looking at, since I've been away, I've been looking at a lot of different people's videos, and what they've said is some of the stuff they said is quite interesting. Like, for instance, a lot of these brothers are looking at African American women as though they're gods. Man, I'm just shaking my head, because the smartest African American men are literally sitting on a hill, looking down at a valley filled with African American people. The difference between us, there's an African American community that's run by African American women. I'm not going to sit up here and jump up and pretend that it's not true, because there were brothers who dropped the ball. They sat up there and they thought that if they said, hey, what we need to do, because African American women were just complaining like crazy, like loud, man.
Okay, again, I gotta go back to this. The majority of black, again, if you're talking about the literature and you're talking about the studies been done in black males, is very clear that most black males are productive, as I said before, good fathers and good husbands.
That's not true. That's not true.
Let me finish.
That's not true.
See, I can't talk. See.
Wait a minute, brother. Don't sit up there and say that the majority of black men are doing the right thing. If there were, 60% of black families would not be headed by women, and therefore our communities would not be in the shape that our communities in are now. Our boys would not be in gangs, would not be hanging on streets, okay, and they would have constructive leisure activities, brother. Don't sit up there and lie on television and to the whole black community. You lying, you're prostituting yourself, brother. Don't do that.
Now, y'all saw and heard that. Black man, right there, educated, smart, said something absolutely true. African American woman, who happens to be Scheherazade Ali, says, no, that's not true. Then, complete black fool, black man stands up, agrees, and says to intelligent black man, you're absolutely wrong, you're lying, and goes along with it. Now, Scheherazade Ali was right about a lot of things, but she was also wrong about a lot of things. But we'll get into the particulars of Scheherazade Ali another day. But black fool stands up, and that's where the ball is dropped. Soon as this dude opens his mouth, see, this guy was too slow to realize why his numbers were off. His commentary was so off perspective compared to that intelligent brother who was up there. He hadn't put together yet the cohesive thought to realize that African American women were choosing loser duds like himself. Thugs, criminals, and loser duds. And that's why they were having a problem. That's why men weren't staying within the community. He didn't realize that African American women were choosing poorly when it came to men. So with more men like him, which that's what African American women wanted, they could get pretty much their way. And this gets even more complex. But that's where the ball was dropped. That type of individual right there. And there were more. 1990. Almost 21 years ago, but still fresh for a lot of us. I'm telling you, I still remember back to the Re-Education of the Black Authority, in which these brothers, and again, a vast majority of them already changed their mind. They were like, God damn it, Calvert is trying to warn us about something. He was trying to warn us about the weakness that was in African American men, placed there by African American women. Part of African American women's power is convincing African American men of dumb stuff, like in order to be black, you have to be married to an African American woman. That's stupid. In fact, if I was any other race on the planet, Chinese, Mexican, white, Cambodian, I would look at the African American man and say that he was stupid and weak if he went for it. And a lot of these brothers actually went for it. I'm going to make a video. It will be about 4 different people. And I'll name their names now. Tyler Perry, Spike Lee, Ice Cube, and Terry McMillan. All 4 of these fools did a disservice, and some of them are currently still doing a disservice to the African American community. 3 of these men empowered African American women and pushed down, or at the same time split African American men apart to basically bow down to the altar of African American women. This God thought process comes from Spike Lee. This God process comes from Ice Cube. that type of, you know, praising, that type of praising given to African American women. And it's insane. That type of praise should have been given to African American men. I was too young to do anything about it. I was still in high school when all this craziness came out. But let's get back to Barack Obama. He started at his Father's Day speech. Briefly, this is what African American women always wanted. A black man to stand up and tell what they thought was the truth, their story. And he chose to do this on Father's Day, to do a Mother's Day speech on Father's Day. Now, black men had been waiting a lifetime, and I mean 400 years, for a black leader, a black male leader, to stand up and say unequivocally how awesome black men are. But Barack Obama, President Barack Obama, did the direct opposite. That's how we know he's governing like a woman, because he's thinking like a woman 24/7. And I mean an African American woman. See, just when a brother is going to do something special, there is always an interjection by an African American woman. It's true. It's true. Trust me. Now that I've said it, you'll see it in your day-to-day life. Trust me. As soon as you do something special, black man, you will get an interruption. Guaranteed. As soon as you think about it, guaranteed. But that was the interruption for black men. We were waiting for that. But on Father's Day, the thought process of the black woman interrupted the black man's brain, and he made a dumb speech. He didn't really say anything for the black boys, but he said a whole lot for his little black girls, which has culminated, and this is a black father now, which has culminated into a book about his two girls. Absolutely hilarious. Tough love, but no real answers. That's because he ain't got any real answers. He's a father of two little girls. But that also connects to the other answers to why he is so weak. I'm going to say it. If he was married to any other race of woman on the planet, he would be a stronger president. Yeah, I said it. I know y'all saying that. Well, how was that? How was that? I don't understand. Our women are strong. African American women are strong. Yeah, whatever. Let's talk. Y'all got to understand this fundamental thing. In order for someone to be strong, there cannot be an opposing force that close to him taking all of his strength away. He has to have the time and the know-how to gather and learn those strengths. African American women spend the majority of their lives taking those strengths away from African American men. And so when they finally get into the position of leadership, they don't know how to lead. Not strong and effectively. No. African American women talk too much about, oh yeah, but Michelle was running things. She was running things. She was the one. She was the breadwinner. But then you still wonder why he can't lead properly. Your answers are right there. When those three black men stood up and tried to talk to Barack Obama about the community, he told them, those men, and called them young men, because he cannot judge the age of an African American man because he's silly. And before I continue, let me say this. There are black people right now, because of the strength of my voice, who are upset. They're like, stop talking! Don't talk about him like that. And I'm going to tell them black people right now, shut up! You sound stupid! They talking about his ass everywhere. They've done stuff that I haven't even said yet. like Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks, has begged Michelle Obama. Now, how embarrassing is that? Has begged Michelle Obama to do something